What I want to discuss today is whether or not to medicate if you have ADD or ADHD. Really, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion because I'm not a doctor or anything, is whether or not you can live without it. In my case, it's a hard no. This is actually a pill. This is what I take. This is Ritalin. But this is the generic form. I don't take this. I take this one. This is the name brand. It's generic for a reason. And basically what generic meds do is they kind of water it down. So I call it the skim milk of medication. So I don't take generic. I take the name brand because this works and the generic doesn't work. Now sometimes even the name brand doesn't work for me. But the reason I can't live without it, and I discovered this rather disconcertingly because my colleagues would tell me, because I forget to take it. I forget to take my Ritalin, and the only way that I know or am reminded to take it is because one of my colleagues will see me like running down the hallway or skipping or something really juvenile like that, and they'll say, "Beth, did you take your Ritalin yet?" And of course those are good friends that I've been working with for over 20 years, so it's perfectly okay that they say that. I'm okay with it. But that's how I know that I forgot to take my Ritalin, and I have to write it down on a notepad to make sure that I take it. I take it every 4 hours during the workday, and then usually about now or after work or around 6 p.m. I'm off Ritalin, and it's just hold on to your hats because I might say anything. There's just no telling. But the importance of this video is to let you know that some people can make it without the medication. I personally cannot. I was not diagnosed until I was 31 years old. And at that point, I had just graduated from law school. So I made it through university, master's degree, and law school, all without help of medication. And I've never really told this to many people, so this is going to be a kind of cathartic moment for me. So why not just tell it on the internet? But I was not diagnosed, like I said, till I was 31, after I graduated from law school and had taken the bar exam. And my law professor actually looked at my first 2 attempts at the bar exam and said, "Beth, you passed on this one. If you merge both of these together, you've actually passed the bar exam. It's like all the subjects that I got right on the first attempt, I got wrong on the second attempt, and vice versa." So what he was trying to say was, you have all the information up here, but something distracted you so terribly that you couldn't concentrate on that topic when it came up the second time around or the first time around. And I do remember hearing people crying behind me. The bar exam is very stressful, and it's about 700, 800 law students, and you're all crammed in this huge auditorium, and you're taking this test that can determine your fate, so to speak. And so there's a lot of stressed out lawyers, and it can be very disconcerting. Anyway, I remember people cussing. I remember people breaking pencils, snapping pencils, crying. Like I said, there were several girls behind me crying, and I have no idea what part of the test I was taking then, but it was not meant to be. I was not going to pass it. I knew then because I couldn't concentrate for anything. And this law professor that I had in law school, he was really great, and oddly enough, he was my tax law professor, which is what area of the law that I deal with now, and is tax law. And so he's the one that got me to realize that I had ADHD or ADD, because he didn't know at that time. But I was able to go to Mobile and get a diagnosis, and then I also went to Birmingham and took all the tests, and I just was off the charts with ADHD. And it's so very important that you realize that, because the fact that I managed to make it through school that long without meds was just sheer determination and just will and just gut-wrenching, just tenacity. And that's pretty much how I am in general. If I want something, I'm going to get it. I'm going to do it. And that's just me in general. Now, a lot of people that have ADD or ADHD are not able to get up and go to work and do all that stuff. And what I found was, after I started working, it was really difficult for me to concentrate on the mundane parts of my employment and what I do, because I read a lot and discuss issues of the law and whatnot. So it's imperative for me to be able to read and comprehend and relate that back and write a simple memo and things of that nature. So you can see how disturbing it was when I was not able to concentrate or couldn't read all the things that I needed to read in order to complete my work. So the medication really, it changed my life. It's like there were no lights on in the room, or there was one lamp on in the room. And then when I would take my meds, within 15 minutes or so, it's like LED lights came on in the room, and I could actually focus and I could concentrate, and I wouldn't just get stuck on that one paragraph reading it over and over and over ad nauseum. It was just so frustrating. But to have the medication to lift that up and just help me to focus on the task at hand and to do everything that I needed to do to complete my job was miraculous to me. It changed my life. And I've been working in the same place for over 20 years, and there is no way I would have made it had I not been diagnosed and had not had this medication, because to me it's miraculous. So to me, you've got to think of it like, if I take my glasses off, I can't see. I wear contacts during the day, but it's just more comfortable to wear my glasses. So when I get home, I usually put my glasses on. And that's the way you got to look at the medication revelation, is because it's not a crutch that you're using. It's actually a necessity. If you have ADHD as bad as I do, these glasses enable me to see. And my medication enables me to think, comprehend, communicate, get to work on time. I have to take my medication as soon as I wake up. As soon as that alarm goes off in the morning, I take this medicine, because if I don't, I'm going to be late for work. I'm going to get distracted. I'm going to get on the computer. I'm going to watch the weather. I'm going to do anything other than getting dressed for work. And most people probably don't even realize that about me, because I seem like I'm so together all the time, which I am, but it's because of this miraculous drug that helps me focus and concentrate my attention where it needs to be. I really implore you, those of you that are struggling with thinking of medication as a crutch, don't think of it like that, because if you need it, you need it. Just like I need these glasses to see, this medication helps me focus and concentrate and get to work and not get fired and be able to do what I'm supposed to do at my job. So if you're somebody that has trouble maintaining a job or has trouble with relationships, you might need to be on medication, because if you're going through jobs and you're getting fired or you're losing them because you don't show up on time or you're not doing the work that they want you to do, then there's a problem there. And if you have ADHD or ADD, that may be the root cause of it. If you got on your medication, could completely change your entire life. It did for me, and I just want people to know that if you're battling that argument in your head, please stop and go ahead and take the medication, because it can really help you. And I have had so many questions about the medication that's why I'm going on about this. And there's one person in particular that's close to me, and he knows who he is. He's lives far away from here, but buddy, I hope you listen to me, because it's really important to don't think of it as a crutch. It's a necessity. If you have it as bad as we do, this can really help you. And I hope everybody else that has asked me about the medication will take this to heart as well. And thank you for letting me share this with you. It has been very cathartic. I haven't told many people a lot of that, and so I decided to share it with the internet. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you subscribe to the channel and like this video. Thank you very much for watching.